Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Committee of the Whole, Monday, April 14th, and I'll call the meeting to order. And we just have, I just want to remind everybody the 2020 challenge, get out, help for 20 minutes and help us clean out our town. I'd like to thank all of those. I've seen so many with their gloves and their bags and they're helping clean up different areas. So greatly appreciated. Keep it going. Earth Day is April 22nd. Just would like to call upon Councillor Crystal Soretta, who will be the Deputy Mayor of May and June of 2025.
I, Crystal Soretta, solemnly affirm that I will diligently, faithfully, and to the best of my ability execute according to the law the office of Deputy Mayor for the town of Drumheller for the months of May and June 2025.
Congratulations. And thank you, Tony, for covering and doing everything that I bothered you for. I'm most grateful for your help. All right. Is there any additions to the agenda? Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda as presented, please? Tony?
I move that council adopt the agenda for the March 10, 2025 Committee of the Whole meeting as presented.
Second?
No,
Oh, yeah.
hang on here. April 14.
Seconder, please. Patrick? All in favor? Carried. Can I get a motion to adopt the minutes of March 10th, please? Patrick?
I move the council approve the minutes of the March 10th, 2025 Committee of the Whole meeting as presented.
Seconder, please. Stephanie? Comments? All in favor? Carried. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes of the Drumheller District and Seniors Foundation, please, Tom?
Yeah, I move that council accept as information the Drumheller District Seniors Foundation February 27th, 2025 regular meeting minutes as presented.
Seconder, please. Crystal? Comments? All in favor? Carrie, can I get the motion to accept the Municipal Planning Commission meeting minutes, please? Tony?
I'll move that council accept as information the Municipal Planning Commission meeting minutes of February 20, 2025 as presented.
Seconder, please. Crystal? Comments? All in favor? Carried. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes of the Family and Community Support Services Committee, please, Stephanie?
I move the council accept as information the Family and Community Support Services FCSS Committee meeting minutes of February 28th, 2025 as presented.
Seconder, please. Tom? Comments? All in favor? Carried. And can I get a motion to accept the minutes of the Drumheller Public Library February 13 minutes, please? Crystal?
I move that council accept as information the Drumheller Public Library Board meeting minutes of February 13th, 2025 as presented.
Seconder, please. Stephanie? Comments? All in favor? Carried. For the listening public, just so you know, that information is gathered, but it's there for you to view at your leisure, just information we supply. All right, let's move on to 7.1.1, please, Erica.
Hello, Your Worship and members of Council. Thank you for the opportunity to provide an update on the town's recent public information open house, which took place on March the 5th, 2025 at the Badlands Community Facility. My name is Erica Crocker. I'm the Communications Officer for the town of Drumheller. I'm pleased to report on what was a successful and well-received event designed to connect our community with a wide range of services and information offered by the town. The open house ran from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. and featured 14 booths. These booths represented all major departments, including infrastructure services, corporate services, emergency protective services, and our infrastructure services team, and included contracted services like ISL for the Regional Trail Network study, as well as the Wild Rose Assessment Services for the property assessments. What set this event apart from previous years was its broader scope. Rather than focusing on just one or two topics like we have in the past, we aimed to offer something for everyone. All departments were represented, and nearly all sub-departments for the organization contributed as well. We were extremely pleased with the attendance. Approximately 350 residents joined us, making this the highest turnout for a municipal open house to date. 5 members of council were also in attendance, helping to welcome residents, circulate through the space, and engage in conversations. The average attendee stayed for approximately 30 minutes, which tells us that they weren't just dropping by, but they were genuinely interested in learning, asking questions, and exploring what the town has to offer. Although the post-event survey, which is attached in the briefing note in the agenda package, we only had 18 responses, but the feedback was very consistent and valuable. The 4 topics that drew the most interest, certainly property taxes and assessments, water and wastewater, flood mitigation, and development permits, land planning, and safety codes. Throughout the survey, respondents shared that the staff were approachable, helpful, and informative. Most said they learned something new and that they found the event helpful overall. When asked about frequency, 60% of respondents were satisfied with the event being held annually. About 30% would like to see it twice per year, and 10% of respondents expressed an interest in quarterly events. In terms of how residents found out about the event, the top 3 sources were Meta, which is your Facebook and Instagram platform, Drumheller.ca, our municipal website, and of course, good old-fashioned word of mouth. Our communications campaign for this event ran about for 4 weeks. We used a wide variety of channels, including Drumheller.ca, our social media profiles, our local radio stations, our local newspaper, utility bill inserts, posters around the community, and digital signage at those spaces. We also issued a media release a month in advance of the event, cross-posted that event in other 2 publications, and it was mentioned in a number of media relations with the Drumheller Mail doing articles on other topics. On the internal side, we held a pre-event meeting with all departments to go over booth content, engagement opportunities, as well as branding. This helped ensure consistency and confidence across the team. A post-event meeting allowed us to gather staff feedback to identify any future improvements and follow up on key topics that may have emerged throughout the event. The total cost for the event was approximately $3,000, covering advertising, supplies, and swag, so things that we were handing out at our booth. Looking ahead, council may wish to consider a few items. So whether the current venue size and the event duration were suitable, how often we should host the event moving forward, whether to maintain a trade show style format or consider a forum style approach, and whether there's an opportunity to include community associations in future editions. In closing, this year's public information open house was a strong success. Residents were engaged, staff were well prepared, and the overall atmosphere was positive and very productive. Super proud of the outcome and excited to build on the momentum for events in the future. And we had an outstanding team that provided amazing services and information, customer service, so we could not have had that success without all of our staff who participated that evening. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Erica. Can I get a motion, please, council? Crystal?
I move that council accept as information the summary report for the 2025 Public Information Open House as presented.
Seconder, please. Tom, comments? Crystal?
So I was one of the greeters with Eric at the front door. And so you can kind of almost feel a bit of tension, some, not happy residents coming in. But as I got into the booths, I was trying to capture the people that I was helping coming out and just, did you get what you came here looking for? Are you happy with what was presented? Do you have any other questions? And I can tell you every single person was like, yes, I actually got the answer that I've been looking for. It may not be the answer I wanted, but at least I got an answer and it was straightforward and I understand better now. And that I know who I can go to if I have any more questions. So I felt that was really good to get that feedback after people coming out. So even though we only had 18, I'd say I probably talked to 50 people, if not more. And that was the general census. So just want everyone to know that was my feedback from it. So thank you to everyone.
Anybody else? Tony?
Yeah, it was very well done, very well attended. I was extremely pleased to see the number of people there. As far as the venue goes, I think we should probably look at doubling the size. At 350 people showed all at once. She might have been a little bit crowded, but saying that, to have a turnout of that magnitude is a good testament to all of the administration and the staff that were there as well. So, well done.
Tom?
Yeah, excellent event. I would certainly go for a couple of times a year. I see that as very feasible. One thing that stood out for me, and I don't know if it stood out for other people, but I ended up talking to a lot of fairly new people to the community. There were a lot of longtime residents there too, of course, but a lot of new people to the community. And one thing I found very interesting in answering some of their questions, technological.
No, I cut you off.
No doubt. That they had a lot of questions about the town, and they kind of stemmed from, well, where I came from, they had this and this and this. Um, and it kind of struck me, yeah. Like one guy I was talking to about snow removal. Well, you know, where I came from, they had way more snow removal and they did this and did, you know, and I kind of tell the guy, well, do you know how many graders the town has? He goes, oh, and I go, one. And it just blew his mind, you know, because where he's from, they had a dozen, they had whatever. And so I'm just wondering how we can kind of get information out there, so that people are not kind of negatively questioning some of the things that the town is doing because they're comparing it with somewhere else. It's like apples and oranges. I don't know. That's just one thing that struck me.
Patrick?
I'll just, yeah, congratulate people on the success of the event. I think that the trade show style was very effective. And I think that it even lends to what Tom's saying is getting that word out. And you explain something really well to one person, that spreads, as we see with word of mouth. And if I'm standing there and I don't have the answer, you've got 14 booths to get the proper answer, and to curate that, I think it was very effective.
Stephanie?
Yes, I enjoyed the trade show style as well. I liked the timing, the time of year. Found that lots of residents were there to actually go and talk to Wild Rose Assessments. So it was very nice to have them there. And I love the idea of having the community associations involved with it. So thank you.
All right. Well, congratulations, Erica, because I know you had a lot of work in making this all happen. And thank you to all the administrative team and everybody else that was involved, because I think these are the kind of things that help educate the community. And when 350 people come, then, you know, they tell somebody and they tell somebody. That's the kind of information we want to get out there. So congratulations to everybody involved in that. All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Nobody wants to go home? Patrick,
I'll move that we adjourn.
seconder? Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, see, I got so sidetracked. Can I get, all in favor of the presentation that was done? Carried. Gee. Okay, just a minute. All right.
I move to adjourn.
Patrick's-
If I can, I just thank you again for the opportunity and your participation, Mayor and Council, in the event that evening, and the opportunity tonight to close the loop on the event. All the staff worked really hard. It was a very collaborative effort. So again, thank you, and thank you, directors and your teams. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Erica. Meeting is adjourned. I don't think we've ever been done this early.
You need a second.
Oh, God. I asked for seconder. Tony. All in favor. Gee. Never have a meeting this short because we're way too confused. Are you opposed? Are you, did I all in favor? Yes. Okay. We're adjourned. Jeez. 4:44.